Hi coaches, Lee Dunn here with another game of the week for you. This week we're looking at a 6-goal game. Pretty simple, as you can see from the layout. 6 goals, 3 goals for each team to try and score in. Your coaching position as always on a side, that way you can see the whole field. We're looking at about 5-minute repetitions, and the simple thing is because there should be lots of goals being scored, which will lead to partial breaks in the game, but then also 4 players. You could play with 3 or you could even play with 5, but still looking at a few more players with more targets means more time off of the ball, so we can play for a little bit longer. So on the outset, we're looking at a very simple 4 versus 4. However, you can take this much deeper and make this more aligned to a real game. So this could be effectively a battle of the midfield. Now, if you have the luxury of a full-size field for practice, you might end up with the center circle like this and then playing either side of it. So just to give you an idea of where this would be played on the field. Now, the reason I call this a midfield battle is because of the shape of our players. So the shape of your players could be as follows. This could be a number 9, this could be a number 6, this could be a number 8, and this could be a number 10. If you're playing in an 11v11 setting, these are the 3 players from the midfield. If you're playing as a 4-4-3-3, driving forwards using your number 9 as a target man. If you're playing 9v9 or 7v7, you could class this as your number 9. This would be your number 8 or your number 6, whatever number you want to give them in a 7v7 setting especially. Number 7 and number 11. So they have their team shape. It's a constant reference point for them throughout the game. When you set this practice up, hey, little Jimmy, I want you to play the number 8. Hey, Susie, I need you to play the number 11. So they begin to become familiar with where these positions are on the field and what their role is as the game develops. And then for the blue team, I would also give them the same positions. Remember, this is a battle of the midfield. So it's not unusual for our number 9, again, back to references of other videos that I've made for you, my number 9s are the players that I like to hit into their feet. They're the big, strong target people for us. So it's not unfamiliar for my number 9 to check in here, and you'll see the pattern that I've created is the number 8 playing directly into the 9, 9 laying off for that number 11 run as they push up, and then a goal in one of the middle of the 3 goals. You could also bring this further back down the field and have an 8, a 2, a 3, and a 4. And the idea being that we play into the 8 in the middle of the field and we use these target goals in relation to the real game as the 11, the 9, and the 7, who would be our target players for building up. So effectively, if you're practicing 7v7, you'd have your entire team almost on the field right now, and you're looking, this number 1 could also be your number, or this number 4 could also be your number 1. That way you're able to get that position of them being a ball-playing player as opposed to just a goalkeeper that picks the ball up. Regardless of what positions or what numbers you give your players and how you set out, whether you're playing more further forwards or this is your team playing from the back, it's really important that you consider the shape of the team and how the shape and the mobility of the players around them help you break down the pressure of the Blues. So you see right here this positive pass starting from our player at the back. It could be the number 1, the number 4, the number 6, the number 8, whatever number you give them. They're looking forwards, they're looking positive, and most importantly is it's gone between 2 Blues, and actually 3 if we count the player over here too. So they've broken the pressure of 3 Blues instantly if, and this will take some coaching too, the anticipation of this player out here that we would don as the number 11 or the number 3, their anticipation of reading that this split pass has now created a 1v1 opportunity. And I would actually encourage the same from this player over here that we would have as the 7 or the 2, that they are starting to look forwards and provide support too. So that quick break of pressure from the pass now makes it into a 3v1 or at very least a 2v1 with that little layoff pass there. Now yes, there's plenty of goals there to score in, and again, depending on how you set up, whether you want this to be players or these I would also refer to them as channels in a game. They're through balls that we're looking to score into, or just a way for the 11 to dribble up and score a goal in. So it's relative to the real game. We're looking to get behind this pressure of 3 Blues and get into the goal. based on the numbers that you give the players, you can define their positioning and the way they're going to play too. So if we look at our target man in here, they've got to be strong. They're going to play a lot of the game with their back to the goals behind them. And the importance in here is that they're connecting and bringing in the players that are around us in the space. The best thing about, and the thing I love about a ball going into the middle like that, is that it attracts attention. Blues will be drawn to the ball, especially in the levels that we're looking at coaching here. They're all going to be drawn in, which leaves space for these reds to exploit. And another reason why I have 3 goals is that they get their reward for keeping their shape. If it was just the 1 goal in the middle, all of the play would ultimately be funneled into the middle. But because we have these wider goals, the kids have a reason to stay wider. They have a reason to demand the ball in the space that they're in so they can score quickly up the field. It's really important that they see the benefit to staying wide. And of course, the relation to the real game, yes, there's not real goals out there in the wings, but as I said, those are channels, those are opportunities to play into feet or into the through balls for our players to get forwards. Now I've made a notice here of 5 minutes of play time. Because there are 4 players, there are 3 goals, lots of stoppages, but you can also make this easier too. So you could play 4 versus 3 for 1 minute and then allow that blue to come back into the game. So when they come into the game, then you just simply turn around and take out another red. So we'll take 1 red out so they can play 4v3 each way. So there's lots of ways you can adapt this game to make sure that you get the success. Remembering that 3 players against 4 should result in a success for the 4. So that's what it takes, and that's absolutely what you can do. So just to summarize, that 3 goals for each team should result in lots of goals being scored. And don't forget to celebrate those goals too. Too often it's just kind of an outcome from the play, but a goal is a goal and it should be celebrated. So well done team, great stuff. And then we get the balls back in. You'll see the balls are always set by the goals, ready to play. So the kids always have a ball. There's always an urgency to the way they're playing and a speed to it too. Remove players, add players. You could play this as a 2v2 if you wanted to. 3 goals could be quite excessive, so they could have lots of goals, but that's something that you're looking to build into practice where maybe they've lost a few games or they're having trouble in getting their heads up. 2v2 with 3 goals should give them plenty of opportunity to score goals. So another factor for you to consider there along your way, but certainly enjoy it and let me know if you have any adaptations or suggestions for this practice. Thanks.